Okay guys, so another comic rundown. I know some of you like this, some of you don't, but with the new 52 ending a few months ago and Rebirth beginning for DC, and finally the graphic novels, some of them coming out this week, if not next week, and some in a few months, I decided to make a list of the ones I've been reading, because I've been trying to read a lot of them, and I basically made a list of ones that are coming out in graphic novel very soon. Everything on my list has at least one complete volume done, or at least issues out that complete a volume. So anything that's just started, that's not too far along, like Teen Titans, I don't have on here. Even though I'm enjoying it, I don't want to put those on here till I read a whole complete arc or volume. So without any further ado, let's get to my list of the 5 Rebirth titles you have to be checking out right now. Let's start off with 2 honorable mentions. One of them is Action Comics. This is a fun little title to pick up. I feel fans of Superman will also have a lot of fun with this, and action fans. It's like this little action-packed title with enough of a mystery, because there's another Clark and we're like, who the hell is this? And there's really some good moments with the family, and the solid arc will make it easy to get into. Also, Doomsday is on Earth. That's the whole first arc, and it's just Doomsday and Superman fighting, and it's actually pretty entertaining, unlike a certain movie, and it was just an enjoyable first arc, and something that I think action fans, or action fans of Superman especially, will enjoy seeing. My other honorable mention is The Flash. Well, it's not the greatest or the best on this list. It's solid enough to read for fans of The Flash, especially the guys who are now watching the show a lot. This is a good jump-on point. The art is decent, the story and dialogue is light and fun, and the new villain looks badass, and I liked him for the first arc. It just wasn't quite enough good to go in the top 5, but it's good enough for fans of The Flash to definitely check out, and I think it's a better starting point than the new 52 Flash was. Alright, my number 5 is Green Lanterns. This is my first major Green Lantern title. Relax, old fans. I got the omnibus from Jeff Johns. I'm going to read it. I can't wait. But I like this one a lot. You take 2 new lanterns and put them together to protect the Earth and see if they're a decent team. You got Simon and Jessica, and they are very different people, very different personalities, but they're assigned to protect the Earth by Hal, and that's the very first arc, is watching them team up to take down the Red Lanterns. It's exciting, it's fun, and there's enough back and forth dialogue between the 2 characters that I think the chemistry is really working and building, so it's going to make my number 5 on my top 5. Number 4 is coming in with a title I just finished this afternoon, New Superman. Now, don't get this confused with Superman Rebirth. This is New, N-E-W, Super, and then hyphen man. It's all about this kid from China getting the power to be Superman. Before you cry and say, well, why can't they make new heroes? The point of this comic, or themes, is that things are copying from certain other countries. So it's smart, and having a Justice League of China is both comical, and they definitely talk about it. It's very meta in that sense, but it's also badass. The first arc has a few twists, and while some of it's easy to see coming, it really hits home because some of it's really personal or emotional. By the end, it's really hard not to want to read more of this, because I think the beginning is a really solid foundation. This is one of the best openings for a new series, and I can't wait to keep up with it, so I hope it continues and doesn't get canceled because people are too blinded and just going to cry because they're using the name Superman when it's so much more than that. Coming in at number 3 is Detective Comics, and whoa, who knew there would be a good detective comic since Scott Snyder's run before the new 52? I didn't think so. This is a badass comic where Batman and Batwoman team up to train a team to take down villains. This team consists of some of my personal favorite characters like Red Robin, Cassandra Cain, Spoiler, and fucking Clayface. I know, it's crazy. The end of the first arc is both heartbreaking, and even though it ends on a sad note, this series is not to be missed. It's strong art, it's great dialogue, and solid storytelling throughout. You gotta check this title out. I think it's the best of the Batman family books out there. Number 2 is Green Arrow. Wonderful art throughout, and even when it's not up to par with some of the other art, the freaking story is solid. They make it up, and that's something that you don't always see. Oliver just hasn't really been that good since Lemire left his run on New 52. We take it right from a kind of, you could just read this from a fresh take. It's beautiful, and you have Canary back in the picture. It just comes along so well. I don't want to spoil anything, but even from its very first Rebirth issue, which is like issue 0 or like a one-shot to give you the tone of what this is going to be, the writer knows how to write Green Arrow. And I suggest anybody who's a fan of the show to check this out, because this is the Green Arrow that I love, and this is the one that I hope the show gives a little bit more of. So check this one out. It's one of the best out there for Rebirth. And we're coming with number 1, Superman. Now this is just Superman, no hyphens included, because it's that damn good. If Action Comics was fun and action-packed, this is the emotional part of the tale of our favorite hero, one of our favorite heroes. You really get to focus on John, that's Clark's son, and him with Superman and Clark, well, whatever you want to call it, together. They're together, it's beautiful. And then you put a little Lois Lane in there, and it's truly a wonderful connection of family. It deals with some of the better stuff that Superman has to offer, like his human side and his human life. That is some of the most interesting stuff that people just ignore and just think he's all invincible, when he deals with a lot of drama in his life that is actually very interesting. So with saying that, the first arc really focuses on that. I don't want to spoil anything because there's some great moments, some so simple, but it's beautiful. So let's hope that Superman Rebirth keeps up. From the looks of it, it's looking that way that it is going to keep up, because let me tell you right now, New 52 Superman and Action Comics were pieces of shit. I read through them all. This is where it's at. So if you're even a tiny little Superman fan, check this out and you'll see why Superman is one of the best heroes out there when written correctly. And that's really my list. There's so many Rebirth titles, and they're coming out at a nice steady speed. There's not 50,000 comics like they try to do with New 52. There's like 20 or so, but they're actually proving to be all pretty good, with the exception of like Justice League. But you know, fuck it. Anyway, I want to see your top 5 list, or some that you're really enjoying that I have not mentioned. Maybe I haven't gotten to read yet, or maybe I just don't like it as much. But I want you to list it below. Let me see, and hopefully we can talk about it and not hate each other, because comic fans just go crazy. Anyway, have a good day. Pick these titles up. If you have any questions about these titles, list them below. I will try to find links or help you find them. Everybody else, have a good day.